Hello everyone. So in this video we are going to see patterns topic where different types of patterns are given in our board question paper. So the first question that I am going to solve is 1 to 5 when given in 5 by 5 matrix. So if you haven't watched my video on loops, then you will get the I button, and I will also give the link in description where you can go and check it out what are the uses of loop and why do we require loop statements. In that video I have explained all the three types of loop: for loop, do while loop and while loop. In this video we will be only focusing on the for loops and how are the patterns given in the board exams can be solved. So we know that for loop has these conditions: initialization, condition and updation. So we know here if we want to execute and print the pattern as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, then we will take our for loop value as for I equals to 1, because our value is starting from 1 and then it is going up till 5. So this will be my for loop statement that I need to write, and we have to print 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 in horizontal order. If we want to print these statements in same line, then we should use system.out.print, not println. Why? Because println will print the value and then will go to next line. In this situation we don't have to go to next line, we just have to go besides it. So we will write system.out.print and we will print the value of I along with some space, such that after 1 we have some space to know that this is the one number, this is second number and so on. If we don't create space here, this will mess up and it will not be identified whether the number, this whole is one number, this 2 is one number, this 2 is one number, or these 3 are numbers. So in order to separate the numbers we have to create space in between. So if we write this statement and print the value of I, then we will be getting the output as this thing. Let's try it in our BlueJ. So as explained earlier, I have taken the program in this and I will be executing these statements. So you can see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 are printed in horizontal line. So print statement we have to use so that all the values are printed in horizontal manner. Now if we want to create this type of output, then what we have to do is we have to create this loop again. We have to create this loop again, and in between we have to change the line, and for changing the line we have to print system.out.println empty. This will go to new line and this will again execute the same statement and it will print 1 to 5 horizontally. So if we see the output, we will get our output. So this is, if there are only 2 lines, then this is pretty much easy. If we have to do 5 lines, then also it is easy. But what if the number of statements are more? If number of statements are like 10, 20, 30, 40, then this will not work. It will work, but it will unnecessarily increase the length of the program and it will increase the complexity of the program. So in order to do this, we have to use nested loops. So we have to execute these statements 5 times, 2 times, 4 times, likewise. So this will go inside another for loop which we will be taking j equals to 1, j less than equals to 2, because we need to execute it 2 times. So here this loop, this thing will execute 2 times. Once this is executed, it will go to new line, again it will go up and it will execute this statement again. If we look at this and see the output, then we can see that what we wanted is what is there in our output. So in this thing, it is very much important to know that very first looping statement, this represents the number of rows. Rows are horizontal. The number of rows we need in our pattern program. And the second loop, which is inside our first loop, this simply means that what number of columns we need in our pattern program. So if we increase the value of rows, the number of rows will increase. We can see the output of this. So you can see here the number of rows are getting increased. If we increase the value of column, then the number of vertical values will keep on increasing. So now here we have kept as 6. So now we will be having 6 columns and 4 rows. See, we now have 6 columns and 4 rows. So as I said, if we want to solve this pattern like 1 to 5, 1 to 5 in horizontal and vertical form, if question is given in this way and if we have to solve this, then we are having number of columns as 5 and number of rows as 5. So just keep the value of rows from 1 to 5 and columns as well from 1 to 5. If we try to execute this, we will see that we will get this kind of output. So you can see here the simplest loop question, how we can solve it with the help of nested loops. If you have any query related to the loops, you can send your question on my mail ID. The mail ID will be displayed here, and you can also the mail ID is given in description box. You can send the questions on my mail ID and I will try to create a video on it and help you for the board exams. So this was the simplest pattern which can be solved using nested loops. Now I want to give you one exercise that you will be doing. I want you all to solve this question using this method. There is only a small change that you need to try to figure it out. You need to apply your logics so that you can solve this question. If there are any queries, please ask your question in comment. I will try to help you and solve your queries.